not creating leads and sales. So I've been thinking a lot about this because we're running LinkedIn, a successful LinkedIn content marketing program for our clients. And it's a done for you program, done with you. We've run over 50 different clients' portfolios running right now, about 40 something. And the reality is that when it comes to understanding the client's needs and what we're sharing from a training and a sales and a conversation perspective, I've noticed that there's a large gap. So what the client wants, they know. That's your ideal customer, and what they want is something that most of us don't connect with. And what we want is ultimately, if we're coming from a place of love and care, is to help them get what they want. But we've got this gap, this disconnect. And it's, so what does it look like? It looks like, okay, we're generating almost 30 million views year to date for the customers. And are the customers, getting enough sales conversations? Well, when we start to work with them on this process, they begin to open up a lot more doors. And the math's pretty easy with sales, right? Everyone knows this. And if you're a SaaS platform owner and your background is tech and you're now the CEO, but you are still tasked with sales, maybe this isn't organic to you. But if you're a salesperson that happened to start a company and now you're running the company, this is organic. And sales is purely a numbers game. That's its most basic, simple reality is sales is a numbers game. So if you need to make 10 sales a month, then you need to figure out, okay, for every qualified presentation, how many are going to convert into a sale? So say that you needed 2 sales a month. You're offering a product where the lifetime value of the customer is $10,000. So 2 sales a month would basically be bringing in $20,000, $20,000, $20,000. And that's $250,000 coming in from the LinkedIn channel. So if you need 2 a month, then your closing rate is 20%. That would mean that you need 10 qualified appointments every month, 10 good ones, and 2 of those will turn into customers. So the question is, well, then how do you get 10 qualified appointments? So that's the big question, right? Because most of us, we get good at sales. And so whether we're at 15%, 10%, 20, 30% closing, that's your practice. You're flexing your muscles, your sales muscle. But how do you get qualified appointments? And so this is what we're breaking down today. And it's a nuance, but it's a critically important nuance. And what it comes down to is understanding what the client wants and where they need to go. That's the gap. And let's just go to the tape here because I'm going to share my screen. Let me do that. Share. All right, bear with me 1 second. I hit the cancel button, sorry. Share. And then we got that wacky thing. We're sharing the same thing over and over. That's infinity. So let's go to this diagram. And this is the background of the diagram, but the simple part of the diagram, and maybe make it a little bit bigger to make sure that everybody can see this. And then I think actually, let me see if this might work, because I think, this won't work. But hopefully everyone can see this. This is our 7-figure Clout Sales System. And then as you can see from this system, we basically have, let me just, I don't even know how to do this. Oh, here we go. Hide the menus. So you can see from the system that we've got the foundation level, the attraction level, and the acceleration level. So this, as you develop more and become expert in these 9 steps, you begin to accelerate your sales. So you start out here in A, which is this yellow box. That's A, and that's what I call you're on the sales roller coaster ride. That's what you're on. Some months it's good, some months it's not. Some months it's good, few months it's good, few months it's not. That's the up and down, the up and down. And guess what? It's exhausting. And we all just say, can't I just continue to have incremental gains each month? I don't even care if it's 5% incremental gains each month. Because I know that if that happens, then I'll be in a position where I'm not sweating it every month. And then some months will be good, which is, that's great, but we don't like feast or famine. It's too much pressure. So that's the point of where everyone's starting, which is that sales roller coaster. And then when you look at the top right, B, that's sales freedom. So when you look at this first box, and I'll just highlight this so we all can see what I'm referring to, and I'll put this in gold as well. Step one in the foundational piece is a trusted transformation. And this is where I'm encouraging you to do a little soul searching and try to figure out in your ideal customer's mind, where are they at today and where do they need to be? Right? Where are they at today and where do they need to be? That's the question for you. Where are they at today and where do they need to be? Where do they want to be? So when you think about, and obviously this is a LinkedIn Live, it's getting broadcast, the recording is going all over the world. So everyone's selling a lot of different things. But in general, your service, your product falls into basically three categories of, let's call it transformation. That's why it's called trusted transformation, step one. So category one has everything to do with wealth. Category two has everything to do with health. And category three has everything to do with relationships. So you're going to say, well, my product does something different. And it's a transformation in a different area than one of those three. Now, maybe you can, if you really scratch your head, you can try to, argue with me and make the case that it does. But there's no reason to do that. Because if it's anything to do with money, business, sales, all of that falls into wealth. Anything with business, any SaaS platform that's going to help any company be more effective to do anything, any AI, anyone in the service business that's helping people grow their business, that's all in wealth. Health, that speaks for itself. So it's anyone that has any product, nutrapharmaceutical, anything to do with health, right? Fitness. Then you have relationships. So that is obviously, that's leadership, family relationships, parental relationships, partnerships, business relationships, and those three categories. Now, understanding, okay, that's health, wealth, and relationships. If you take it down one next step and say, okay, my ideal customer, what is the transformation that they want? So it's not a coincidence that in this diagram, which is the foundation of our new product that's coming out, this is a 7-figure cloud sales system. We need to have everyone be effective in all 9 steps in all 3 of these categories to be very effective. But look what we're talking about. We're talking about a transformation from sales roller coaster, which is the bad place to be in because it's frustrating. It could be financial torture, meaning I can't pay my bills or I don't have enough money to invest to grow fast enough. It can mean just, real desperation. It can be if you're in sales, the difference between keeping a job and not keeping a job. So there's so many real pains associated with the roller coaster. And that's what I want you to identify for your customer. Where are they at today? That's painful. Painful from an emotional standpoint, painful from a relationship standpoint, and painful from a financial standpoint, right? Because those are the 3 categories. We can identify with those from a pain standpoint. So if you're on the roller coaster up and down, obviously the financial pain is got to be the money or the the security of the company or the rate of acceleration of growth or anything to do if you took money from a VC or a private equity company. You're not making your goals. They're going to drop you and you're going to be, put into the garbage companies that they don't care about. So that's easy. Now, from a health standpoint, what happens when you have stress? It absolutely 100. It's like the main killer. Stress, cortisone, it is blah 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 blah. So, from a health perspective, yes. And then from a relationship standpoint, if you are in a roller coaster from a family perspective, then you might feel like you're not providing for the family, not spending enough time being able to take vacations, quality time with your spouse or your kids, missing your kids' sporting events because you can't leave early because the pressure to get off that roller coaster is too high. That's where you want to be able to say, where am I with me providing a solution for my ideal customer? Where am I? Am I really identifying with their pain? I know what my solution is, but if I'm not first understanding where they're at and being able to connect with them on those levels at an emotional level, then I'm missing a big point of this entire process. Now comes the other part of the equation, that if they use your product or service, what's going to be the transformation? What is going to be different in their life that's going to matter to them, right? So if we help people get off the roller coaster for sales and they start to get consistent, high quality leads that lead to appointments and 20% convert and they start to grow their sales consistently through LinkedIn, then how might my customer feel? So let's look at a category from a wealth perspective, satisfied. From a wealth perspective, now the company is starting to get great consistency. From a wealth perspective, maybe they have some investors, reports going back to investors that things are now on the pickup. From a wealth perspective, personally, I can take my family on a nice vacation, right? It's not, I don't really believe in, the fancy cars and all that crap. Some people love that. And if that's you, I don't mean that fancy cars are crap. It's not important in my life. But if that's you and you're dying for a Ferrari because it'll make you feel emotionally better, then yeah, that's gonna you'll be able to get off the coaster ride and then attain physical items that'll make you feel better. Let's talk about the relationship side, right? You get off the roller coaster, you start making more consistent sales, things start to grow. Okay, relationships are going to be better across the board. You're going to probably have less stress in your company, treating your employees better and your management team, and the meetings are going to be more fun. And because you'll be able to share consistent growth. What's that going to feel like inside your company? What's that going to feel like in the relationships outside of your company? Being able to walk through the door with your spouse or who's ever in your house and say, wow, we just had a great week. That's our 8th week in a row. And we're on a great trend. I can really see how all the effort I'm putting in is really paying off and we have consistent growth. That's going to feel nice. What about knowing that things are in place so you're getting the leads and quality conversations and the sales, so every week on a Wednesday at 3:30 you can leave to go see your child's game? What are your child's going to feel like when, oh, there's dad or mom in the stands watching? Now, I know when I grew up, I played all sports. And my parents were there all the time watching me in practice. Not just the game, but they were there in practice. And there were a set of parents that were there. And I felt great as a kid knowing my parents were there. So that's where we can take people from roller coaster to sales freedom. And so once you understand this transformation from how people are feeling in those categories during their normal life, your solution, what it provides, and then how they'll feel when they reach that transformation, now you can start connecting with them in a different way. Now you can start sharing information teaching people on LinkedIn, sharing content with your wide swath of this audience around the world, and be able to connect with them at a different level. That's going to be the turning point where you'll be able to create knowing, liking, and trust. Know, like, and trust. People want to do business with people that they know, like, and trust. You'll be able to communicate clearly why you started this tech company. Like, what was it that drove you into the maniacal business of a startup? Because you actually felt something so deep that was either broken or needed to be fixed, or it wasn't even in an invention yet. But it inspired you so much to take that crazy path. But you'll be able to share the why, your frustration, what it felt like. So that's it. That's the box number one, trusted transformation. How to do it and the exercises to do it will be revealed through our practical process. Take people through these steps. But now you got the big picture. So I hope that you can take what I shared today and just think about it. We need time to think. Think about what you can do to help other people move from where they are today to really where they want to be. That's it. Trusted transformation. Have an amazing day.